everybody, and welcome to Tween Scene. I'm Miss Cindy from the South Brunswick Public Library, and today I have a two-in-one for you. It's going to be a small kind of toy, fidget toy sort of thing, but it's also going to be an optical illusion. Today we're going to be making a Thaumatrope. I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm pretty sure it's Thaumatrope. It comes from the Greek, which roughly translated means wonder turner. And as I said, it's based on an optical illusion. So here on one side we have a bird cage, and here on this side we have a bird. On the sides I've got a rubber band. You can use strings. I've seen people also put these on sticks and do it that way, but the basic idea is once you turn it, your eyes eventually start filling in kind of the gaps in the movement, and you're able to see the bird in the cage at the same time. Now, these were really super popular in the 1800s, and they're considered sort of a precursor to animation, in the same way that a flip book is also kind of a precursor to animation, where if you flip through it quickly enough, it looks like it's moving, because your eyes fill in that movement gap. It's a very simple thing that you can do, and it's a lot of fun to play with after. So let's go. Okay, we're going to get started on our Thaumatrope. I'm going to show you what you're going to need. You're going to need some cardstock or thin cardboard. I already have some circles cut out of cardstock. This one came out kind of janky, so I'm going to use the slightly better one. A couple of rubber bands, something to draw or color with, and something to poke a hole with. You can use a pen, or if you have a hole punch, that would work too. I have an awl. An awl is something meant to poke holes in paper for bookmaking and things like that, so that's what I'm going to use. But I definitely would recommend a hole punch because it will be a lot safer. If you don't have one and have to use a pen or something sharp, please make sure to get a grown-up to help you with it. So, it is super simple. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take your paper, your cardstock. Make sure not to use regular paper. Do try to use something thicker. What I would recommend if you don't have cardstock is to use a cereal box. Cut out a circle, then cut a circle out of regular paper, 2 circles out of regular paper that are the same size as the cereal box. Glue them on both sides, and then that way you'll have a much thicker, sturdier paper. The way that we're going to use it, you're going to need the paper to be a little sturdier than just regular printer paper. So the first thing you're going to do, and my favorite part at least, is to take your drawing or coloring implement and drawing your design. Now, this was a super popular toy to do, to make as a craft or to just play with. And it was very popular to make a bird cage. So that's what I'm doing now. So I'm drawing a very simple bird cage. Now, the reason that I'm using colored pencils and not markers is because since I'm using cardstock, if I were to use a marker, it would bleed through to the other side, and I don't want that. So if you are doing the cereal box or cardboard box method where you are gluing the printer paper onto both sides, you can feel free to use a marker, a Sharpie, anything like that, because it's not going to bleed through to the other side. So I'm just going to darken some of these details a little bit. Just do these like outside bars. Okay, so now that you have your first side done, you are going to flip to the second side. I don't mean flip as in turn, I mean flip as in bottom to top. So you want the bottom of the first side that you drew to be on the top. So if you turn it, you'll be able to see that it's on the top. And then here, you're going to draw your other thing. I'm going to tell you right now, I am not very good at drawing, so we're going to see how well I can draw this bird. So I'm going to actually draw him in a dark blue. We're going to start with a line here. And we're going to kind of cross that over as well. We're going to give it, I'm going to go back to black. Ignore the feet. The feet are not very good, but like I said, I'm not particularly good at drawing. But it's fine. You can do whatever you want. It's like I always say, as long as it's your unique art, it's great. So I'm gonna just draw a little eyeball here. And then draw just like a quick little feathery wing here. Yeah, he looks kind of like a weird dog bird, which I'm fine with, I think. There we go. Give him little feathers in the back that look strange. I'm going to fill it in just with my lighter blue. You don't need to draw a bird in a cage. Obviously, you can do whatever you want. But this is the most kind of popular design, so I'm just going to go with it. Now, as I mentioned before, the optical illusion aspect of this will make you think, will trick your brain into thinking that the two images are one image. So that is why we do a bird and a cage, because eventually we'll see the bird in the cage. So you're going to take your hole punching apparatus. In this case, again, I'm using an awl, as I said. But as I said before, and I'll say it again, I highly recommend a hole puncher if you have one, or getting adult supervision. Perfect. We're going to take rubber band number 1, and we're just going to force it through, which is, again, harder if you're not using something with a larger hole. So, actually, I think that is what I will do. I'm going to widen the hole a little bit just to make it easier on myself later. Alright, so again, we're going to poke the rubber band through. It's okay if you struggle with this. I'm struggling with it. It's also okay if you don't struggle with this and you're a lot better at it than I am. Alright, I'm going to push it through. Okay. So I've got it on both sides. You want it to be roughly equal. Put one loop inside the other loop and pull. We're going to do the same with the other band. We're going to just pull it through. Wow, that went through a lot easier. Take one loop, loop number 1, so this side here, push it through the other one, and pull. You should be able to hold it like this. Now, another thing that you can do if you have a lollipop stick or something like that, I recommend more like a chopstick than a popsicle stick, because if you want to use the stick method, you just need to tape it to one side or in the middle, but you're going to want to spin it. And if you want to spin it, it's better to use something round, like this color pencil, for example, than something that's going to be flat, since that's not easily spun. So, now that you have it here, you can easily twirl it in your hands, and you have your very own DIY optical illusion. All right, that is it for me and Tween Scene, but I will see you guys next time with another cool craft. Bye!